I guess you'd say that I have a pretty long-standing interest in fuel cells, and in fact, a few years back, my mom was digging through some old files, and she found a thing that I'd written back when I was in 8th grade. And apparently, in the school I was at, when you graduated from junior high, they had you write up a kind of summary of what were your goals in life, what did you want to do when you grew up, and so she showed me this thing, and sure enough, there it was. I had planned to work on fuel cells. It wasn't actually until I came here to Northwestern that I was able to start thinking about working on fuel cells, and it was really just from following the field, and my own research areas were such that after a while I realized that there was a real application of some of the capabilities I had and some of the work I was doing to the fuel cell field. And so at that point I decided, well, maybe I should do this, and I started writing some proposals to work on fuel cells, and eventually got some funding, and it's been going ever since. There is applicability of nanotechnology in the fuel cell area, and I wouldn't say that there has been a lot of use of nanotechnology to date. However, I think nanotechnology may be one of the things that helps fuel cells get over the hump into becoming a really viable commercial technology that's in widespread use. What's going on in a fuel cell, if you can imagine this device, which is it's sort of a membrane, and on either side of the membrane you're bringing in fuel on one side and you're bringing in air, or basically oxygen, on the other side. And what happens in operation is that, at least in the types of fuel cells we work on, is that oxygen will actually go into the membrane on one side, and it will receive an electron, and then it will diffuse across to the other side of the membrane where it reacts with the fuel. And typically that fuel is hydrogen, and then it reacts and it forms water. Okay? That's one of the nice things about a fuel cell, is that there's no noxious byproducts, no pollution. It just produces water. So one idea of nanotechnology is to, rather than just having a membrane composed of bulk materials with large-sized particles, if you make it from nanoparticles, those have extremely high surface area. And so you could have a huge amount of area in which these reactions could occur. Again, that could increase the rate of the reaction, and hence you get that much more power out of your fuel cell. And in the end, that's going to make it a more viable device for commercialization.